Okay. Good morning, everybody. We are discussing about the second phenomena in this chapter, that is refraction of the light, and what is refraction? When the light is traveling from one transparent medium to the another transparent medium, there is a change in the direction of the propagation of light. This phenomena is called the reflection, and in the last period we see the refraction of light through the rectangular glass slab. The refraction of light through rectangular glass slab, The refraction of light through the rectangular glass slab. This ABCD is the rectangular glass slab. This is rectangular glass slab ABCD. Then ABCD and F, and this is O. EO is the incident ray, then OO dash is the refracted ray, and G, and this is H. OH dash is the emergent ray, NON is the normal to the side AB, and MO dash M dash is the normal to the side CD. The surface, this medium is air and this medium is glass. The surface separating the two transparent medium is called the interface of the two medium. म्हणजे AB is the surface separating the two transparent medium, air and the glass. It is called the interface. The AB is called the interface and CD is called the second interface. It separates the two transparent medium. Now in this case, ABCD is the rectangular glass slab, EO is the incident ray, OO dash is the refracted ray, आणि O-H is the emergent ray. म्हणजे incident, EO is incident ray, OO dash is the refracted ray, and O-H is the emergent ray. In the diagram we show EO is incident ray, OO dash is the refracted ray, O dash H is the emergent ray. Now, the angle between the incident ray and the angle of incidence is called angle of incidence. Angle between incident ray and the normal is called the angle of incidence. Angle between the refracted ray and the normal, that is called the angle of the refraction. Again, this is angle between incident ray for this medium is angle of incidence, and angle between the emergent ray and the normal, that is called the angle of the emergence. म्हणजे here this is angle of incidence, angle of refraction. Again, for this interbase there is angle of incidence I1 and the angle of the emergence E. So what is angle of incidence? The angle between incident ray and the normal is called angle of incidence. The angle between the refracted ray and the normal is called angle of refraction, and the angle between emergent ray and the normal is called the angle of the emergence. म्हणजे there are angle of incidence, angle of refraction आणि angle of the for this medium incidence and angle of emergence. From this experiment, following observations are drawn. म्हणजे now the drawn the air, this is then the rarer medium, and glass is the denser medium. So then when the light is incident obliquely and travels from rarer medium to the denser medium, then it bends towards the normal. So this is one inference or one conclusion drawn from this experiment, that when the light is traveling from the rarer medium to the denser medium, then it bends towards the normal, and at the point, in this case, there is change in the direction of the light at O and the point O dash. And second conclusion is, when the light is traveling from the denser medium to the rarer medium, then it bends away from the normal. So these are then the two important conclusions drawn from this experiment. So what is then the one important conclusion? कि when the light is traveling from the rarer medium to the denser medium, then it bends towards the normal at the point of the interface, and when the light is traveling from the denser medium to the rarer medium, then it bends away from the normal. So these are then the 2 points. When the light is traveling from obliquely incident, in this case, when light is traveling from the rarer medium to denser medium, it bends towards the normal, and when light is traveling from the denser medium to the rarer medium, it bends away from the normal. So these are then the two important conclusions are drawn. Now when the light is incident on the glass slab normally, म्हणजे if there is normal incidence, then in that case the ray of light emerges without any deviation. म्हणजे this is then the incident ray, this is then the refracted ray, and this is then the emergent ray. So when light is incident on the rectangular glass slab normally, then in this case there the ray of light will not bend, and the incident ray, refracted ray, and the emergent ray, they are in the same straight line, and in this case angle of incidence is equal to 0, angle of the refraction is equal to 0, and angle of emergence is equal to 0. Now sometime there is question, when the light is incident on the rectangular glass slab, and if the angle of incidence is 0, angle of refraction is 0, and angle of emergence is 0, then which type of incidence it is taking place on the rectangular glass slab? So when this is oblique incidence, because ray of light makes some angle with the normal. The when normal incidence means when the ray of light is normally incident on the rectangular glass slab, then it is called the normal incidence. When light is normally incidence on the rectangular glass slab, it emerges without any bending or without any deviation. The angle of incidence is equal to 0, angle of refraction is equal to 0, and the angle of the emergence is also is equal to 0. So this is the case when the light is incident on the rectangular glass slab normally. So normally this is oblique incident, म्हणजे EO is the incident. In the experiment we see that the pin E and F are fixed such that the straight line joining EF makes is obliquely incident on the rectangular glass slab, or it makes some angle with the rectangular glass slab. So this is then the one point. Then when the original direction of the incident ray is extended, and if the original ray of the light is extended, so this is then the extension, and if perpendicular drawn from the point O dash to the original direction of the incident ray, then this distance, that is called the lateral displacement. What is meant by lateral displacement? The lateral displacement is defined as the perpendicular distance between the original direction of the incident ray and the emergent ray, that is called the lateral displacement. Lateral displacement is denoted by the letter L. So this definition is not given in your book. What is meant by lateral displacement? The lateral displacement is the perpendicular distance between the original direction of the incident ray and the emergent ray. This is called the lateral displacement. What is meant by lateral displacement? Lateral displacement is the perpendicular distance between perpendicular distance between the original direction of incident ray, and emergent ray is called the lateral displacement. So this definition is not given in your book. They know what is lateral displacement. The perpendicular distance between the original direction of the incident ray and emergent ray. So this is the original direction of incident ray and this is emergent ray and perpendicular drawn, then this distance that is called the lateral displacement. Lateral displacement is denoted by the letter L. Lateral displacement that is directly proportional to angle of incidence. Lateral displacement directly proportional to thickness of the glass slab. Lateral displacement directly proportional to refractive index of the glass medium, and lateral displacement is inversely proportional to wavelength of the light. So sometimes there is question on what factors the lateral displacement of the glass slab depend. The lateral displacement directly proportional to angle of incidence. It is directly proportional to thickness of the glass slab, directly proportional to refractive index of the glass slab, and it is inversely proportional to wavelength of the light incident on the glass slab. What is lateral displacement? On what factors the lateral displacement depend and how it depend? On what factor depend means these are the factor, and how it depend means you should show the proportionality between them. So the perpendicular distance between the original direction of incident ray and emergent ray, that is called the lateral displacement. It is denoted by the letter L. Lateral displacement directly proportional to angle of incidence, directly proportional to thickness of the glass slab, directly proportional to refractive index of the glass slab, inversely proportional to wavelength of the light. Means if angle of incidence is large, lateral displacement is large. If thickness of the slab is large, lateral displacement is large. If refractive index is large, lateral displacement is large. And if wavelength of light is large, then the lateral displacement that is small. So this is one point, what is meant by lateral displacement. If you observe the figure of the refraction of light through the rectangular glass slab, then it is observed that the emergent ray is always parallel to the incident ray. So this is then the incident ray and this is then the emergent ray. The emergent ray is always parallel to the incident ray. Sometimes there is reason why the emergent ray is always parallel to the incident ray. So when light is traveling from the rarer medium to the denser medium, it bends towards the normal. And when light is traveling from the denser medium to the rarer medium, then it bends away from the normal. The amount of the bending in the first case and the same case are equal and opposite. म्हणजे this is towards and this is away. The amount of the bending of the light in two cases that is equal and opposite. Hence, the emergent ray is always parallel to the incident ray. म्हणजे how much? If it is bent towards the normal by 30 degree, then here also it bend away from the normal by 30 degree. म्हणजे here if it bent by 40 degree, here it again bend away from the normal by 40 degree, means the amount of the bending in two cases that is same. That's why the emergent ray is always parallel to the direction of incident ray. Do you understand this? Why emergent ray is always parallel to the incident ray in case of the rectangular glass slab? तर when light is traveling from the rarer medium to the denser medium, it bends towards the normal, and when light is traveling from the denser medium to the rarer medium, then it bends away from the normal. म्हणजे at point O it bends towards the normal, at point O dash it bends away the normal. The amount of the bending in both the cases is equal and the opposite. Hence, the emergent ray is always parallel to the direction of incident ray. These are then the conclusions drawn from the experiment, that is refraction of light through the glass slab. So then there are two laws of refraction from this experiment, and the first law of refraction is the incident ray, the refracted ray, and the normal drawn to the interface of two medium. This is the normal drawn to the point interface of two medium at the point of the incidence are always lie in the same plane. So this is then the first law of refraction, कि the incident ray, the refracted ray, and the normal drawn to the interface of AB is called the interface. Interface means the surface separating the two medium is called the interface. The AB is the surface which separates the two medium, air and the glass. Hence it is called the interface. The first law of refraction is the incident ray, the refracted ray, and the normal drawn to the interface of two media at the point of the incidence are always lie in the same plane. Remember each word in the law: the incident ray, refracted ray, and the normal. But where the normal is drawn? Normal is drawn to the interface of the two transparent medium, and this normal should be done at the point of the incidence, means so that always lie in the same plane. These laws of refraction sometimes are: the first law is the incident ray, the refracted ray, and the normal drawn to the interface of two transparent medium at the point of the incidence are always lie in the same plane. And the second law, that is known as Snell's law, and it is the ratio of the sine of the angle of incidence to the sine of the angle of refraction is constant for the given pair of two transparent medium and for the given color of the light. So the second law of refraction is known as Snell law, and therefore sin I divided by sin R is equal to constant, and this constant is called the refractive index of the medium. So what is then the second law? The ratio of the sine of the angle of incidence to the sine of the angle of the refraction is constant for the given pair of transparent medium, because if pair is changed, constant is changed. For air and glass, then the constant is equal to 1.5. For air and the water, the constant is equal to 1.3. In this way, if the pair of the medium that is changed, then the constant that is also changing. Hence, in that law, for a given pair of medium, that word is important, and for a given color of light means the refractive index for the violet color is 1.7 and refractive index for the for the red light is 1.7. Now in this case, the refractive index for the different color, that is mu v or nv is equal to 1.7 and nr is equal to 1.5 आहे. म्हणजे for red color it is 1.5, for violet color it is 1.7, for yellow color it is 1.6 आहे. म्हणजे refractive index depends upon the color of the light. Hence, in the second law, the two words are important for the given pair of transparent medium and for a given color of light. The second law states that the ratio of the sine of angle of incidence to the sine of the angle of the refraction is constant for a given pair of transparent medium and for a given color of the medium, and this constant is refractive index of the medium. Therefore, sin I divided by sin R is equal to constant, where I is angle of incidence and R is angle of refraction. Thank you. किती झालं?